Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to Rubbing Minds with Donald, and I'm your host, Donald. Wow, we have another wonderful temperament to talk about today, and the name of that temperament is the Sanguine. Now, who is the Sanguine? The Sanguine are extreme extroverts. They are the most extreme extroverts of all temperaments. Yes, and they're what? People oriented. They are not task oriented, they are people oriented. How do you know a Sanguine? You know that kind of person, or that particular person in your family or group of friends that is the most hyper of all your friends, or the most hyper person you ever know. Is always excited, ready to liven up the whole party, ready to liven up the event. That talkative, that interesting person, that hyper person, that is the Sanguine. Now, the Sanguine, they love the outside life. They love to have fun. They will always try to instigate a discussion with you, just for you to talk, just for them to be able to engage with you. They are the most talkative of all temperaments, the most exciting, and they love the outside life. You see those musicians, those guys you see jumping on stage, those guys are always happy, those guys are always hyper. They are called the Sanguine. They do not have tolerance for boredom. They will always try to create something interesting in every boring situation. They are very friendly, they like to listen, and they like to be very active because they are the most active of all temperaments. Now, the Sanguine. We all love the Sanguine. Very lovable people. I love to be around Sanguines because anytime I'm feeling down, I like to have someone around me that will just make me laugh. Just love to crack jokes. But we have the Sanguines have their own weaknesses as well as their strengths. So let's go and talk about the strengths of the Sanguine while I read. Now, they are very great communicators. The Sanguines are great communicators. They are very friendly. They like to communicate a lot. They are not quiet at all. They are very hyper, very interesting. They will always want to make you laugh. They always like to entertain people. They live for the stage. The Sanguines are great communicators. Second, they are very outgoing, very outgoing. You cannot confine a Sanguine in just one place. They love to be expressive. They like to express themselves. Third, they are very confident. They are confident. Yes, Sanguines are confident. Why not? And they are exciting, like I said, friendly. They have a great sense of humor. They are sincere at heart. They are cool on stage. Yes, they like the stage presence. They like the stage life. You see all those hype men for musicians, those guys that love to be on stage in any art play. Those are the Sanguines, and they have an appealing personality, and they are very they're very positive minded, very optimistic, very positive minded. They have a very good sense of humor, and they are very curious too. They always like to know, why is this thing this way? Why is this thing this way? With full excitement. They love to ask questions. They like to be curious about certain things, And I love the Sanguine. Everyone loves the Sanguine. Now, because the Sanguine has some good nature, we also have some weaknesses too. The Sanguines have weaknesses. So let me talk about the weakness of the Sanguine. They can be compulsive talkers. They like to talk. Sometimes they talk themselves into trouble out of excitement. That's the Sanguine for you. They can't help it. Now, the second one is that they exaggerate a lot. Why not? Someone who is hyper, who always wants the attention, who always wants to be heard. Most times they can have that tendency to exaggerate. Now, the third one is they are restless, very restless, and they could be hot tempers, just like the choleric. They could be childish also, too loud. They could be controlled by circumstances. They might not really have a strong will to stand for something. So if they come across a boring situation or a situation that is a bit tough, rather than try to face it head on, they'll try to find a way to just make a laugh out of it and not really hold on strong and see how to solve that problem. They do not like anything that cracks them down because they don't want any boring situation. Now, they could be naive, egoistical, unstable because of the extreme hypernet. They could be unstable, and they have a low self-discipline. Yes, they have a low self-discipline, and also they get easily distracted. Hyper, they get easily distracted. But out of all this, the sanguine is always, I always appreciate them. It's always good to have a sanguine in the house. It's always good to have a sanguine as part of your friend, because sometimes when you're feeling down, you need a sanguine to make you happy. You need a sanguine to cheer you, get you out of that poor state of mind. They're very interesting people. Now, I want to talk about the job description of the sanguine. What fits a sanguine? What kind of job fits a sanguine? If you're a sanguine, is listen. Now, first of all, that's music. Music, yes. Sanguines can make good musicians since they like the outside life. They love to be hyper. They like the crowd. They like to be noticed. They like the attention a lot, and they like to, make people happy. They gain a lot of happiness from making other people happy. That's the sanguine. The musicians, sales. Yes, sales. Come on. Who would you actually need to make your product look sellable, make people happy? Give you that enchantment, that presentation is the sanguine. A sanguine will always present a business or a sales, or anything that has to do with sale, any product, with such happiness, such enthusiasm, such positivity. Who will do it better than the sanguine? Now, they can be good PR, public relations, anything that has to do with the people-oriented nature, public relations. They are good with public relations, and also customer service. Yes, customer service. They will present anything, with so much happiness. They will also know how to introduce an object or a product properly and represent a company with so much excitement. Those people are good as customer care agents. And also marketing, just like sales, marketing. You cannot beat a sanguine in marketing. Yes, marketing. Now, let's talk about, the last one, sports and entertainment. Sports and entertainment. Sanguines are good with sports and entertainment. Now, let's talk about the sanguine spouse. The sanguine spouse are very outgoing. They are very, very outgoing. They live for the outside world. They love that outside engagement. They love outside activities. They don't like to be bored. So if you have a sanguine, you cannot keep a sanguine down. If you want to keep a sanguine will always find a way to entertain his or herself. So they do not do well when they are being judged unnecessarily, because some people might see them as coming off a bit, how I put it, unserious or too playful, but that's their nature. So it's important that we understand the sanguine personality. And if you have a child that is a sanguine, that is hyper, don't stop the child from being hyper. That's who they are. If you try to stop a sanguine from being a sanguine can run into serious mental depression. It's always like that. The best thing you can do, especially when you have a sanguine child, is to help that child channel that strength, that aggression, that hyper nature to something positive, because they like to be, they love activity, they like to be, gingered. So if you can direct them to something positive where they can, they have so much fuel to burn. So if you can direct their attention to a positive activity, they will love it. But they just can't stay without being active. So you have to encourage the sanguine to be active in a positive way, because that's who they are. Now, accept them for what they are. Like I said, channel their energy to positivity. And that's it for the sanguine. Next time we're going to be talking about another type of or let me put it like this. We actually have more than one temperament. Yes, I just left that out purposely, just to be able to take these personalities single-handedly, just one after the other. So next I come to this video, I will talk to you about why we have more than one temperament. Yes, everyone has more than one temperament. We don't have only one temperament. In terms of person to person, we have more than one temperament. I'll tell you why. Well, thanks for listening. Until next time, catch me again on Rubbing Minds with Donald. Goodbye.